we had talked a lot about the Canucks' interest in East Vancouver's Milan Lucic.
Yeah, so
Lucic, UFA. So where are we with that?
So Lucic got permission from Calgary. His agent got permission to talk to teams, Donnie, and the Vancouver Canucks did investigate Lucic. They did talk about him as an organization, but I've been told this morning Vancouver is out on Milan Lucic. It's not going to happen. It's just for whatever reason. I just got the info about 5 minutes ago. So they're out on Luch, but they did investigate. They were one of the teams to talk to Lucic's agent, but I've been told this morning they are out. It's not going to happen.
I'm not surprised at that because of the amount of wingers that the Canucks have.
Yeah.
But it is disappointing in that, and I've said this before, that I think Rogers Arena needs a spark.
Yeah,
and I think Milan Lucic, the Canucks need a spark. I think he would provide that no matter what you say about him, the end of his career, what about his foot speed. He would bring that building alive at moments. So not surprising. I don't know if he's a fit at this point and all that, but there are a lot of people, maybe older guys like me, that would have loved to seen him in green and blue.
They did look into it, and the club has the right to look into it, and they did, but it's not going to be a match between the Canucks and Lucic.
Okay, now the other thing is that the Canucks have talked to Ron Francis, Seattle Kraken GM, about coming out of retirement because he is a former Penguin. But honestly, this is getting ridiculous. So Evan Rodriguez last week, we talked about former Penguin. Now the defenseman Ian Cole, they're interested in, and he, of course, was with Rutherford and Alvin when they were in Pittsburgh, right?
Okay, so let me rephrase this. Who are the Canucks, Donnie, going to go after July 1st? These are my thoughts, and I'm going to tell you something, another defenseman to keep an eye on for Vancouver, if he hits the free agent market, is Tampa Bay 34-year-old left shot D. Ian Cole.
Former Penguin.
Yeah, he won 2 Stanley Cups, Don, with the Penguins, with Alvin and Rutherford. This is a player, if he hits the market Saturday, I would expect the Canucks to check in on. I think Rutherford likes this guy. He's a veteran, leadership. He's got some good size. Again, this is me saying that if he hits the market, I wouldn't be surprised if the Vancouver Canucks checked in on Ian Cole on Saturday.
What does he bring to the table? He's had some off-ice issues as well, Ian Cole.
Yeah, he has, but this is a guy. What did he play last year, Donnie? 78 games with Tampa Bay. But he's got size. And when you talk about replacing OEL left side, he's a candidate. So we'll keep an eye on him. But you talk about former Penguins, and you always, Donnie, another guy to keep an eye on is Teddy Bluger, center, a defensive center.
For that third line role.
Yeah, third line center. And he's a good penalty killer. That's a guy, if he hits the market, I would expect the Canucks to check in on Teddy Bluger as well. But look, I know you're going to criticize. You always criticize. All they ever do is look at Penguins. But
what do you mean I always criticize?
You got the biggest issue with them going after Penguins. It's a familiarity. It's a comfort zone. There's a trust level. If it happens,
I want them to get uncomfortable. Right? No, I'm not criticizing them. I'm just making an observation.
Yeah.
It just seems that they go after a lot of people associated with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
I guess it's normal. And I do make the point too that everybody reveres the late great Pat Quinn, and when Pat, joined the Canucks, a lot of what he did was grab people from Philadelphia, where he had been. So there you go.
Well, hey, hold it a second.
Wait, I can't say anything against Rutherford.
No, stop. You can rip Rutherford all you want. I'm saying, remember when Willie Desjardins got here? Mm-hmm. An influx of Medicine Hat Tigers.
And
Travis Green got here.
Trevor Linden was a Medicine Hat.
Travis Green got here, a bunch of Portland Winterhawks. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. But given how it's gone in the past, maybe change things up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've got time to do this.
Yeah.
Lots going on, but let's focus on the Canucks again.
Yep.
Now we move to the right side of the defense, from Ian Cole and OEL and the left side of the defense. That issue. Ethan Bear, Noah Juleson, and Kyle Burrows, all on the right side, all players who have been with the Canucks organization.
Yeah.
What about them?
Donnie, I can't tell you enough. And I checked in this morning with Bear, Juleson, and Burrows. Very quiet. I'm going to sit here and tell you I'm a little surprised. When I checked in on Bear, Juleson, and Burrows this morning, all I can report it is very, very quiet. I don't know what the Canucks thinking is. We're up to UFA. Some of these guys got to get qualified. UFA's coming up, and it's all I can report on Bear, Juleson, and Burrows. When I checked in this morning, Donnie, quiet.
So when things are quiet like that, as somebody who has dealt with this before, what does it tell you? That they're not interested?
Yeah.
That they're playing the negotiating game? What does it tell you?
It's too quiet. There has are they willing to let all three go, Donnie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I'm just certainly not hearing that they're close or there's been a ton of progress. I'm not hearing any of that stuff. I'm just, every time I check in on these guys, I'm told quiet.
Well, it's amazing how quickly things change because at the end of last week, we were talking a lot, and Thomas Drance was talking a lot about Noah Juleson and how the Canucks, and he and a lot of other people felt that Juleson was a pretty good fit alongside Quinn Hughes.
Yep.
We didn't see a whole lot of it, but a lot of people liked what they saw, and I just assumed, okay, he's going to come back, he's going to come at a reasonable price, but you're saying it's quiet at this point.
Quiet right now. Things change with one phone call. We know that, but you asked me to check in this morning on Bear, Juleson, Burrows, and I did, and it's there's just nothing to report. It's quiet.
So right-handed defensemen, if they're not interested in bringing back those three, okay. Yeah. I mean, again, things change.
They got time.
Things change in a moment. I get that. So that leads to, well, who are they going to sign as a right-handed defenseman or keep as a right-handed defenseman? What about Luke Schenn?
Luke Schenn is still talking with the Maple Leafs folks. Talks continue, but it's getting down to the wire. I was told Luke Schenn this morning continues. That's all I can tell you, Donnie. I don't know if there's progress or if it's going backwards, but I was told that they continue to talk with the Maple Leafs. But if he hits the market on July 1st, Donnie, do the Canucks go in there and investigate? I believe that Luke Schenn is not in the $1 million. He's played 4 straight years of under $1 million in salary. He's won 2 cups, played with he's played with Quinn Hughes, and he's played with Morgan Riley.
Yeah.
So he's not in the $1 million range. He's in a new neighborhood. My guess is he's going to be asking for over $2 million. So now you got to make a decision.
But they have more cap room now.
Yeah, that's it. But if you don't qualify Bear and you cut him loose, then the Canucks have $2.2 more million to play with.
That's a good point.